Good afternoon, Donut Friendly Nation. I decided I was writing another show, and I decided to stop. And occasionally, you might see something on the internet that gets your blood up a little bit. Now, I was on the live show last Friday, and a gentleman named Boombox came in, and we banned him from the show because just anti-Semitic stuff. You can say whatever you want, but when you are, purposely just espousing lies, you're gonna be tossed. Well, he made his way onto the news channel as well, and he started posting more of this. And I have some of the things that he said, and I'm going to address them. And there's an interesting story in the front end of this, and I would ask you to stick around till the end. And I know a lot of people do that, but in this case, it's not that there's a surprise ending, but it kind of brings everything together. So I'd love for you to do that. I'll see you outside of 15 seconds. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, Matt Spear, hi.
Truth, or you're tired of being so confused. You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop arguing me.
Still point STIILPOINT. Once again, this is Matthew Spear from the Donut Friendly Show. And I want to tell you a little bit about family history, but I also want to go ahead and dive into this Knuckleheads post. And bear with me as we do this together. I appreciate it. Albert Speer, or Albert Speer, depending upon if you're talking about the Americanized version or the German version. The German version of Albert Speer, spelled different ways, S-P-E-A-R, S-P-E-E-R, and S-P-I-R-E-I-R. And no, S-P-E-A-R-S is Britney Spears. And yes, everyone has pluralized me since she came around, and I despise her for it. But Albert Speer, he was a key figure in Nazi Germany. He was known for being Hitler's chief architect and later the Minister of Armaments and War Production during World War II. He was born in Mannheim, Germany in 1905. And Speer joined the Nazi Party in 1931, and he quickly rose to prominence with his grand architectural designs. 1942, he significantly increased Germany's war production using forced labor. At the Nuremberg trials, Speer was one of the few Nazis who expressed remorse, although he denied knowledge of the Holocaust. He served 20 years in prison and subsequently died in 1981, not before having a son, Albert Speer. And this gentleman is my great uncle. And if you don't believe it, and some people don't, and that's fine, here is a picture of the original Albert Speer. Here is a picture of his son. And now to blow you away, here is a picture of my father. I've done the aging machines and done my own face, and I'm going to look like my dad when I get to his age. But the interesting thing is this is the family history. And when you go back and you look, there's some not so proud moments. So I happen to know a little bit about Nazi Germany, considering that my family has ran from it for quite some time. There were some things that this man posted. The first thing was Nazi comes from the Hebrew word Nazi, meaning a wise man or leader. But the term Nazi is an abbreviation for Nationalist Socialist, which comes from the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Now, I'm going to try to pronounce this. The National Sozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei is the NSDAP. Now, I probably butchered the German. Just because I have an uncle who was a great uncle who was a Nazi doesn't mean that I'm prolific at German. But it was founded in 1920, and the term was used pejoratively by opponents within Germany prior to World War II, especially noted in the German and foreign press. The assertion that it is derived from the Hebrew Nazi, meaning leader, is factually incorrect, and an attempt to create a misleading association. And this is what most people who are anti-Semitic and deny the Holocaust do. The next lie is that the term Nazi was labeled by Jewish leaders post-war. And the label Nazi was indeed used extensively during and prior to the war, but not posthumously coined by Jewish leaders. For instance, the anti-Nazi slogan, "Say no to Nazis," was used in the 1930s, demonstrating its usage during the era, which disproves the first point. Once you do that, the rest just unfolds. The comment that 6 million Jews were not killed, rather, the victims were mostly Russian Christians. The systematic extermination of approximately 6 million Jews during the Holocaust is supported by a plethora of evidence, including the Wannsee Conference records from January 1942, where the final solution was detailed. The victims included diverse groups of Jews from across Europe, as extensively documented by wartime records and post-war research, such as the works of historians like Raoul Hilberg. The comment that Nazi camps were bombed by the Allies to fabricate evidence of the Holocaust. There is no historical evidence to suggest that the Allied forces bombed concentration camps to fabricate the Holocaust evidence. The camps were liberated by Allied troops who documented the atrocities they witnessed firsthand, with notable liberations including Auschwitz by Soviet troops in January 1945 and Dachau by American troops in April 1945. The SS was a Zionist Jew operation, and SS officers were required to be half Jewish. The Schutzstaffel, the SS, established in 1925, was Adolf Hitler's elite paramilitary organization, deeply involved in the war crimes and the Holocaust, according to the Nuremberg Laws of 1935. Jews were forbidden from holding any government position, which included membership in the SS, and claims that the SS officers were required to be half Jewish directly contradict Nazi racial laws and ideology. You're wrong. How about only Bolshevik Jews were targeted and encamped by the Nazis? Nazi policies targeted Jews indiscriminately of their political beliefs. This included all men, women, and children of Jewish descent. Documentation from the period, including the decrees from the establishment of ghettos, like the Warsaw Ghetto in October 1940, shows that the persecution was ethnically, not politically, motivated. How about the entire Russian army was surrounded in 1943, and Germany could have easily won by taking Moscow, but did not due to withheld orders. The claim about the Russian army being completely encircled in 1943 and that Germany failed to take Moscow due to withheld orders is incorrect, but what do we expect from somebody who's gotten it all wrong so far? The Battle of Stalingrad, which was August 1942 to February 1943, it marked a turning point where German forces were decisively defeated. This was a major strategic failure for Hitler. It's documented in numerous military histories, such as those by Antony Beevor. Adolf Hitler was half Jewish, is the other comment, related to the Rothschilds. Of course, everything comes down to the Rothschilds. This widely debunked theory has no basis in the extensive genealogical research conducted on Hitler's family. Austria is more accurate, not Jewish. Historical studies, including those by historians like Ian Kershaw, show that Hitler had no Jewish ancestors at all. The Rothschild connection is a baseless assertion often found in anti-Semitic propaganda. Everything goes back to the Rothschilds, of course. They run everything in the world. 0.65% of the population being Jewish runs the rest of us, I suppose. The interesting twist in this story is not only that I have a great uncle who was a Nazi, but also my great-grandmother, Eva Schwartz, born in 1909. She exemplified remarkable courage and resilience as she fled Nazi Germany to escape the clutches of fascism. Her departure underscores her determination to find safety and freedom amidst widespread persecution. Although I never met her and I have no picture to show you to recall her by as well, her story is a significant part of the history that profoundly impacts me, highlighting the deep and lasting scars left by the Holocaust on both sides of the conflict. I don't appreciate people who come in and want to go ahead and get a few likes or draw some attention simply because they want to go ahead and espouse things that aren't accurate. This is the wrong page to do that. In fact, even though it might not be as popular as bashing Jews or supporting Hamas, we take a different approach here where facts are more important than your feelings and also more important than you being a complete dick. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. If you like what you saw here, you can stop by at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time weeknights to watch the Don't Unfriend Me show. We would love to have you as we talk about things like this and once in a while embarrass people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show, and we will see you tonight at 7 o'clock.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.